One wrong move when buying a home in 2025 could cost you thousands or more if you're not careful. And if Daniel Island is on your list, you're not alone. It's one of Charleston's most sought-after neighborhoods, but just because it's popular doesn't mean it's right for you. In this video, I'm breaking down everything you need to know about Daniel Island: the lifestyle, pricing, traffic, schools, and even some of the hidden downsides that buyers don't usually hear about until it's too late. As someone who's lived in Charleston for about 14 years now and is a realtor with the Sean Cleary team, if you're wondering if Daniel Island is worth the price tag, by the end of this video, you'll have a clear picture of what this place is really like and whether it's worth it for your situation. Daniel Island is a master plan community located in the city of Charleston, about 20 to 25 minutes from downtown without traffic. It's a blend of coastal charm and suburban polish. Think golf courses, wide front porches, top-rated schools, bike paths, and manicured parks. But it's not just another suburban sprawl. What sets Daniel Island apart is that it was designed to feel like a small town, with its own downtown area, shops, restaurants, and even its own zip code. And while it technically is a part of the city of Charleston, it has its own bubble. You could go weeks without ever needing to leave the island if you didn't want to. Let's talk numbers, because this is where most people start second-guessing Daniel Island. As of early 2025, the average detached single-family home on Daniel Island sells for about $1.8 million, with newer construction and homes in Daniel Island Park easily pushing past $2.5 million, especially if you're on a golf course or have marsh or river views. Townhomes typically start in the $800,000 to $1 million range. Condos can start in the 500s, but even then, you're looking at a smaller square footage and minimal yard space. Now, compare that to areas like Mount Pleasant, James Island, or even newer inland communities like Nexton. You can often get much more house for less money and still be within 20 to 30 minutes of the city. So yes, Daniel Island carries a premium, but what exactly are you paying for? Here's where the neighborhood really shines. Daniel Island is one of the few places in Charleston where everything feels intentionally designed. You've got miles of walking and biking trails, dozens of pocket parks and green spaces, a true village center with restaurants, coffee shops, and boutique shopping, 2 private golf courses at the Daniel Island Club, a community dock and access to the Wando River for paddleboarding and boating, organized events like farmers markets, concerts, and holiday parades. There's also a strong community culture. Think kids riding bikes to school, neighbors hosting porch parties, and people gathering at the waterfront amphitheater during sunset. For many families, especially those relocating from out of state, that sense of community is hard to put a price on. But again, it depends on your priorities. If you're looking for a slower pace, new construction, and don't mind paying a premium to feel like you're living in a curated neighborhood, this lifestyle might be exactly what you're after, but it's not without trade-offs. Let's talk about what most real estate websites won't. Traffic is getting worse on and around Daniel Island. Over the past few years, rapid growth, especially in the nearby Cainhoy Plantation and Clements Ferry corridor, has added thousands of new homes to the area. And while that growth brings new businesses, it also brings congestion. There's essentially one main road on and off Daniel Island, and during rush hour or after school, it can back up quickly, especially at the I-526 interchanges. Even a short trip to Mount Pleasant or North Charleston can turn into a 30-minute ordeal during peak times. And if you work downtown or commute to the airport regularly, that drive can be a deal breaker. The city is working on infrastructure improvements, but for now, traffic is a growing issue. It's not a reason to avoid Daniel Island altogether, but it's something to factor in. Schools are a huge draw here. Daniel Island Schools is one of the highest rated public K-8 schools in the Charleston County School District. It's centrally located and walkable for many residents. For high school, students are zoned for Philip Simmons High School, which has seen steady growth and improvement, but is a little farther away in Cainhoy. There are also private school options within 15 to 30 minutes, including Bishop England, which is a Catholic school right on the island, and Porter-Gal across the river. Families also love how walkable and safe the neighborhood feels. It's not uncommon to see kids riding bikes or golf carts to school or practice. There's a real sense of independence and security here. But it's also important to note the popularity of Daniel Island School means zoning boundaries can change and the school is nearing capacity. So if schools are a top priority, don't just assume you're zoned where you want to be. Double check before you buy. Here's another piece of the puzzle: the HOA and club fees. Most homes on Daniel Island fall under one or more associations, and depending on where you live, those fees can range anywhere from $900 to over $2,500 a year. If you live in Daniel Island Park and want access to the golf club, you're looking at a 6-figure initiation fee and monthly dues on top of that. These costs aren't just fluff. They fund the maintenance of common areas, landscaping, community events, and trails, but they can add up fast, especially if you're already stretching to afford the mortgage here. Daniel Island is not the best fit for everyone. If your goal is a walkable nightlife nightlife, spontaneous downtown dinners, or quick beach access, you may find the island a bit too insulated. If you're budget conscious and want to maximize square footage for your dollar, places like West Ashley, James Island, or even parts of Mount Pleasant may give you more flexibility. And if you're someone who needs to commute across Charleston daily, the traffic and bridge dependence could quickly become very frustrating. So yes, Daniel Island is beautiful, it's polished, it's family friendly, but you have to know what you're trading in order to get that. That being said, Daniel Island makes a ton of sense for certain buyers. If you want a new home without having to move way inland, if you're prioritizing schools, safety, and walkability, if you want a strong sense of community with amenities at your fingertips, or if you're relocating and want something that feels turnkey with a built-in social calendar and neighborhood charm, Daniel Island checks all of those boxes. It's also an excellent long-term investment. Inventory here is limited, and the demand has remained strong year over year. Even in slower markets, homes on Daniel Island tend to hold value better than some of the newer developments farther out. All this to say, I'm not here to tell you to avoid Daniel Island. In fact, for many people, it's one of the best places to live. But buyer beware, between the price tag, traffic issues, HOA costs, and limited inventory, it's easy to make a six-figure mistake if you buy the wrong home or don't understand what you're getting into. It's a beautiful community, but beauty comes with a price, and not just financially. If you're thinking about buying a home in 2025, avoiding the wrong neighborhood is only half of the battle. You also need access to the right opportunities. I work with more off-market and pre-market properties than any other agent in Charleston, which means my clients see homes that others don't. So if you're curious whether Daniel Island or anywhere else in the Charleston area is the right fit for your lifestyle and budget, let's talk. As one of the top real estate teams in Charleston, we want to earn your business and be your resource for everything real estate. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.